Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're digging into some really compelling sources this week, curated as always by the Pythonist programmer. These cover the first week of November 2025.
And what we're seeing is, well, a picture of absolute turbulence, really a study in extremes.
Yeah, extremes are right. So what's the mission for this deep dive? What are we trying to unpack here?
We've got massive, almost unbelievable financial commitments pouring into AI, hundreds of billions, but then, bam, immediate labor market instability directly linked to it.
Okay.
And then we pivot to, high-stakes battles over digital ethics, fast fashion, and these timeless human skills you need to navigate it all. It's tech acceleration versus human recalibration.
That sets it up perfectly. Okay, so here's the plan. We'll start with that AI money race, the sheer scale of it. Then connect that directly to what's happening with jobs, because they are connected.
Definitely.
Then we'll explore maybe the antidote, what our sources call resourceful engineering. And finally, we shift gears completely from Silicon Valley cash to a pretty fiery debate in Paris about digital safety and fast fashion.
Sounds good. Let's dive into the money war first, the AI infrastructure arms race.
Right, the emerging tech, real impact category here. When we talk about the cost, it's just astronomical. OpenAI's latest move, a $38 billion deal with Amazon Web Services. $38 billion. Just with AWS. And that's multi-year, yeah.
Multi-year. It's for cloud computing power, obviously, but crucially, it gives them quick access to those NVIDIA chips everyone wants for model training.
The GPUs.
Exactly. And also CPUs, specifically for running what they're calling agentic AI, these more complex autonomous systems.
And you have to see that $38 billion in context. It sounds huge, and it is, but it's just one piece. OpenAI's total new cloud commitments are closer to $600 billion.
Oh, yeah, $600 billion.
Yeah. That includes a reported $300 billion with Oracle and around $250 billion with Microsoft.
Wow. Okay. $600 billion. That's, I mean, that's like the GDP of Sweden or something. It just stops you in your tracks.
It's the price of entry, apparently, for trying to dominate this space. It sounds like OpenAI is just this unstoppable force, right? It does. But is it sustainable? That's the question that jumps out.
Well, that's where the sources get really interesting, because while OpenAI is securing all this future capacity, they're also projecting an absolutely enormous cash burn.
How enormous?
Potentially hitting $115 billion in the red through 2029 just to service the infrastructure costs. They are betting everything, literally everything, on winning.
Okay, so let me get this straight. They expect, what, $13 billion in revenue this year?
Roughly, yeah.
But they're setting up for a potential $115 billion deficit over the next few years. That sounds risky, desperate, maybe.
It's definitely a high-wire act. Yeah. And it looks even more stark when you compare them to their main rival, Anthropic.
Anthropic, they're taking a different approach.
Fundamentally different, much more focused on efficiency, particularly B2B adoption. Their projections are wild in the other direction. They're talking about generating $70 billion in revenue.
$70 billion?
And $17 billion in positive cash flow by 2028.
Okay, hold on. So OpenAI, $115 billion negative cash flow projected. Anthropic, $17 billion positive cash flow. In roughly the same time frame.
Exactly. It highlights two completely different strategies playing out. Anthropic seems laser-focused on the enterprise customer, the one who needs predictable costs.
Makes sense. Businesses can't really budget for OpenAI's level of potential spend, maybe.
It's harder, certainly. Anthropic's hitting that need directly. They're projecting $3.8 billion in API revenue this year alone. That's double. OpenAI's projected $1.8 billion from APIs.
Double. Wow.
Yeah. And they're doing it with models like Claude Sonnet 4.5 and Haiku 4.5, smaller, more cost-effective options designed for businesses deploying AI at scale.
So they're not trying to build the absolute biggest everything model necessarily.
They're building powerful models, but optimizing for practical deployment. Plus, they have this vertical strategy like Claude for financial services, enterprise search, really targeting specific business needs.
So OpenAI's debt-fueled gold rush versus Anthropic's strategic, maybe more profitable path. Fascinating contract.
It really is.
Okay, but these billions, this infrastructure war, it's not happening in a vacuum. It has immediate consequences. Let's talk about the human side, the job market. This feels like the AI reality check.
Absolutely. And the data here is, well, it's pretty grim. The latest report from Challenger, Gray and Christmas for October 2025.
Yeah.
Total announced job cuts, 153,074.
Wow. That sounds like a lot.
It's a 183% surge from just September, and it's the highest number for any October since 2003. It actually puts 2025 on track to be the worst year for layoffs since 2009.
2009. Okay, that's Great Recession territory. That gives it serious weight. And are the sources explicitly linking this to AI?
Directly. The report literally says companies are, and I'm quoting here, recalibrating staffing levels during the artificial intelligence boom.
Recalibrating. Okay, so spending billions on compute.
Means they're looking to cut human costs elsewhere, it seems pretty clear. And the tech sector itself got hit hard. 33,281 cuts announced in tech in October.
33,000. How does that compare?
Nearly 6 times the number from September. A huge jump.
And there's that quote from Andy Challenger, right? Tying it to past disruptions.
Yeah, it was spot on. He said, like in 2003, a disruptive technology is changing the landscape. Back then, it was the internet really taking hold. Now it's AI.
That's a powerful parallel. So if the ground is shifting this fast and jobs are becoming less stable, what skills actually matter now? How do people stay afloat?
That brings us squarely into the human at the center category. The old model is breaking down. In a world where AI can spit out code or answer facts instantly, just knowing stuff isn't the key differentiator anymore.
Right. It's not about memorization.
Exactly. The truly valuable skill, the timeless one, is resourcefulness.
Resourcefulness. I like that. It moves away from that outdated idea of the engineer who has all the answers memorized.
Totally. The best engineers, the sources say, are the ones who confidently admit, okay, I don't know the answer to that yet, but here's how I'm going to figure it out.
Here's my plan to find out. That's a different kind of confidence.
It really is. It's about having a process, knowing how to efficiently get the information you need when you need it.
And where does that start? What's the foundation?
Curiosity. Simple as that. Curiosity fuels a growth mindset. If you're curious, you're not scared by what you don't know. You see it as a chance to learn.
You dig into how systems really work, right? Not just the surface stuff.
Precisely. You learn from failures instead of hiding them. You're always exploring new tools, new techniques. That's what builds long-term value.
You know, one source mentioned a great interview question for spotting this.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
What new tool or concept have you really learned in the past 6 months?
Ah, that's a good one. Because it's not just what they learned, but how they learned it, right? The enthusiasm, the process.
Exactly. It tells you that if they have that innate drive.
Yeah.
But curiosity alone isn't enough, is it? You need structure.
Definitely. Resourcefulness needs a system. You need like a personal knowledge base. Could be Notion, Obsidian, even just super organized notes somewhere.
What's the goal of that base?
Yeah.
To hoard information.
Not at all. It's not about storing everything. It's about cataloging your solutions, the tricky problems you've solved, the dead ends you hit, the best external articles or docs you found for specific issues.
So it's like your personal searchable index of solutions and resources.
Exactly. Think about it. How many times do you solve some complex configuration bug only to face the exact same bug 6 months later and have to figure it all out again?
Ugh, too many times.
Right. With a good knowledge base, you find your previous notes, the exact fix, in like 30 seconds. That efficiency compound. This leads to what the source is called the learning, storing, sharing flywheel.
Okay, break that down. Learning, storing, sharing.
It's a cycle. You learn something new, find a great resource, solve a problem. You store the key insights, the solution, the why in your personal knowledge base.
Got it. Learn, store.
And then, crucially, you share it. Share it with your team, write a quick internal doc, mention it in Slack. Sharing helps everyone else.
And it makes you look like the expert.
Precisely. It positions you as the go-to person for that topic. It reinforces your own learning. It's this continuous loop that builds both your skills and your reputation.
That makes a lot of sense. So when you're in that learning phase, doing the research, any tips there? It's easy to fall down rabbit holes.
Oh, definitely. Discipline is key. First, start with a clear question. Why is my app slow? Is useless.
Too vague.
Way too vague. But which specific API endpoints are consistently taking longer than 500 milliseconds to respond? Now, that's a question you can actually investigate.
Okay, clear question first. What's next?
Check credibility. This is huge, especially now. AI can generate plausible-sounding nonsense or dredge up ancient advice. Is the source official documentation? Is the author a known expert? Critically, is it up to date?
Right, that example from the source about a best practice from 2016.
Exactly. That blog post might have been great then, but totally wrong now because frameworks changed, hardware changed, everything changed. You have to vet your sources constantly.
Good point. And the third tip?
Time box your research. Seriously. Avoid analysis paralysis. Don't spend 3 days searching for the absolute theoretically perfect solution when a perfectly good 80% solution is staring you in the face and can be implemented in an hour.
Know when to stop searching and start doing. Resourcefulness includes efficiency.
Absolutely. And one more thing on resourcefulness, it's not just about your brain or your notes, it's also about your network. People, especially as you get more senior staff engineer, architect, manager, the problems you face get weirder, more unique. Often, there's no one else inside your company who's dealt with exactly that.
So you need external peers, mentors.
Coaches, mentors, trusted peers at other companies, they become invaluable resources. They've probably seen patterns you haven't, made mistakes you can avoid. It's leveraging collective human experience, not just algorithms.
That's a really solid framework for navigating this turbulence we talked about. Build your resourcefulness.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pivot now. Completely different kind of turbulence.
Yeah, let's head over to Paris. We're stepping into digital safety and ethics and global tech politics territory now.
Okay. The story is about the Chinese e-commerce giant, Shine. They just opened their first physical pop-up store in Paris.
And literally hours later, the French government announced they were temporarily suspending Shine's digital operations in France.
Hours later. That's incredibly fast. What triggered such a drastic reaction?
Public complaints reported straight to the prosecutor's office. And the items cited were pretty shocking.
Like what?
Specifically, the sale of childlike sex dolls and dangerous weapons. Things like machetes and brass knuckles were mentioned.
Wow. Okay. On their main site or the marketplace part?
On the marketplace, the platform where third-party vendors sell stuff, which is a key distinction.
Right. So what did the French government say officially?
The junior minister involved gave a really strong quote, something like, "We have to say no to this digital Wild West because it's become systemic, it's a model."
The digital Wild West, that's strong language.
Very. And the suspension isn't just a slap on the wrist. It lasts until Shane can prove they are fully compliant, not just with French laws, but specifically with French values.
Values.
Yeah.
That's a much higher bar than just technical compliance.
Mm-hmm.
How did Shein respond?
Immediately. They suspended all marketplace sales in France, so they cut off the third-party sellers whose products caused the problem, at least for now.
Which really highlights the challenge these huge platforms face.
Yeah.
Policing millions of third-party listings.
Exactly. But this fight in France, it feels like it's about more than just those specific awful products. There's a bigger backlash happening.
From who?
Local politicians, retailers, trade groups, they're really worried about the whole fast fashion model itself.
Because of the speed and price.
Yeah, they see it as an existential threat to traditional French businesses, to local craft industries, and obviously the environmental and labor standard concerns that always come up with ultra-fast fashion. It feels partly protectionist, partly cultural.
So it's a values clash disguised as a safety issue, maybe?
Could be, or maybe they're intertwined. But there is also a good counterpoint in the sources from a regular Parisian shopper.
Oh, yeah. What did she say?
Her name is Emma Julie, and she basically called out the hypocrisy. She said something like, people need to stop when you go to Zara, the tag says it's made in China too.
Ooh, good point. Zara, H&M,
Right.
Lots of European brands manufacture globally.
Right, so her point highlights that maybe the issue isn't just where things are made, but how the marketplace itself is governed. Who's responsible for policing it? Can this super fast global digital commerce model ever truly align with deeply held local values and regulations?
That's the core tension, isn't it? Global platform versus local values.
It really seems to be.
Man, what a journey this week. From hundreds of billions burning in the AI cloud.
To a sudden regulatory shutdown on the streets of Paris over brass knuckles and fast fashion.
It really covers the spectrum.
Okay.
So wrapping this up, what's the key takeaway from these sources, these extremes?
I think what comes through strongly is volatility. The tech landscape, the market, it's incredibly volatile. You see it in the massive cash burn needed for AI dominance. You see it in the sudden spike in layoffs.
Things can change fast.
Very fast. But amidst that external chaos, the sources keep pointing back to the individual's capability. Your ability to be resourceful, systematic, curious, connected to your network, that's the stable asset.
The internal skills ground you when the external world is churning.
That's exactly it. Resourcefulness seems to be the constant, the skill set that helps you navigate whether your challenge is a multi-billion-dollar tech shift or a sudden ethical clash in your industry.
So here's the final thought we want to leave you with, thinking about all this.
Yeah, If the cost of competing at the highest level in AI is hundreds of billions in cash and infrastructure, and if the barrier to entry or continued operation in digital commerce can suddenly become local values and regulations.
Then how much of your own career investment, your personal development time and energy, should be focused on mastering those timeless human skills?
Mm.
The resourcefulness, the curiosity, the networking, the things algorithms can't easily replicate yet.
Think about your own learning, storing, sharing flywheel. Is it spinning? Where are you actively investing in your own resourcefulness right now? Not just to survive the turbulence, but to actually thrive in it.
Something to mull over. We'll be back soon with another deep dive.